People are concerned about work. Oh, we're not going to have work. But the goal of work was not that we should have work. The goal of work was that we should have what we need. And so the purpose is rest. The purpose is the Yom Shekil Shabbos, when we're going to be in the level of intelligence and the level of understanding of self and other, where we can create a society where we don't have to work. That's ultimately what the Torah expects of us. That we can get to a place, we can get to a level where everything is done for us. Everything is done on its own. I think the world is closer now than ever before for people to be able to realize that that's not really beyond the scope of what nature provided us. Because if now all the foods and all the animals and everything was happening automatically by nature, now with the technology that we have, even work that previously could only be done by human beings can also be done by machines. Shabbos is called the ois. Ois means a symbol. So when a Navi, for example, would come and talk to Klal Yisrael and say, I have things to say, and you know who sent me? The creator of the universe sent me. So the question would be, give us a ois, give us a symbol, give us a sign, give us something that proves to us that you are what you say you are, that you know what you say you know. So that's the concept of a ois. So now when we live in Galus, when we live distant from the Creator, from understanding the intelligence that created us and the purpose of why it created us, we need some kind of a sign, some kind of a symbol that keeps us connected to some kind of a truth, even though we don't really know it. So ois is a sign, is a symbol that comes from beyond, from something that we don't understand, and it allows our imagination to hold on to something, to feel connected to something, to know that there is something, even though it cannot understand it. So everything in life really that we see, if we understood it properly, it would be a ois. It would be a sign that somebody wanted life to exist. And not only do we know that he wanted it to exist, we also know that he wanted it to exist in a specific way. And this is a sign of something, this tells us something, but most things that we see, we don't know how to interpret the sign. So what is the sign? It's ois that what? That what does he want? But certain things were given to us specifically as a ois, so that we can remember certain important points about the Creator, so we can remember our relationship with Him. So ois is usually very specific about people who have a relationship with the Creator. They receive a ois. So the ois is not simply that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created life. We would know that without the ois. We can know that simply by observing that there is life. But the ois comes to create between the Creator of life and the person experiencing life some type of a relationship, some type of a recognition about what they're supposed to do for each other, even in a time where they're distant from each other, when they can't talk to each other. And so Shabbos, for example, teaches us that the tachlis of Maaseh Bereishis is menucha. This is why we keep Shabbos every week. Every week we keep Shabbos for a full day out of the 7 to tell us that even though 6 days we were working and trying to put together a life for ourselves, we were trying to create life, the life that we're trying to put together is not really a life. The life that we're trying to put together is only a way of how we can get to the eventual rest, how we can get to the Ba Shabbos Ba Menucha, because that's what our nefesh really wants. Our nefesh wants to rest. But we cannot rest now. We're not ready to rest. So we're going to go work, but we're going to have a ois. We're going to have a sign that reminds us that even though while we're working, don't get lost in your work. This is not the purpose. The purpose is Shabbos. The purpose is rest. The purpose is the Yom Shekil Shabbos, when we're going to be in the level of intelligence and the level of understanding of self and other, where we can create a society where we don't have to work. That's ultimately what the Torah expects of us. And so as we can get to a place where all of us do not need to work, that's not something we should be afraid of. That's something that we should be welcoming, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu designed life in such a way that He can keep us busy without work. And we're going to enjoy it more than we do work. So this is the ois of Shabbos. The ois of Shabbos is a symbol of what the purpose of life really is.